Hey guys, got some inequalities coming at you today. So I'm going to give you the inequality. You have to draw a line graph and you have to represent it in interval form. You got to do all three. All right, x greater than 8 as a line graph. Maybe one of the easiest things you ever do in your life, drawing a line graph. So you just draw a line, put a little 8 right there. Now we got to decide which way am I shading my line graph. This does say greater than. So if it says greater than, are you going numbers greater than 8 or are your numbers going less than 8? Like, greater than 8. So I'm shading my line this direction for the greater than, and I'm drawing this giant arrow. So I've got my line, I've got it shaded, I'm heading out that direction. Now I've got to make a choice on my inequality sign. Is it greater than, or is it greater than or equal to? Now this one's just greater than, there's no line underneath it. So if it's just greater than, you get this curved parenthesis. All right, going out that direction, forever and ever and ever is represented by positive infinity. I'm not very good at drawing the infinity sign. I just put a couple circles. So in interval form, you've got 8 and you've got infinity. You always write them this direction, 8 first, infinity second. So here's my 8. There's my infinity sign. My 8 is represented by a curved parenthesis. So in interval form, it gets a curved parenthesis. Infinity over here, here's the great part. Infinity is always curved parenthesis. So that's interval form. Let's switch it up. Let's go the other direction. Let's say we got a little bit of a less than. So how about less than or equal to? We'll do a negative this time. All right, I give you the inequality. You've got to write line graph. You've got to write interval form. Inequality less than or equal to -3. So we just draw our line graph, put a little mark, put -3. First decision, less than or equal to. So am I shading right or am I shading back left when it's less than? Definitely to the left. So we shade this all in, and then we get our great big arrow drawn. Now, your -3 mark right here, if it's less than or equal to, it's not a curved parenthesis. Equal to has a very straight bracket. So equal to gets you straight bracket, not equal to gets you curved parenthesis. Okay, another thing. Out that direction was positive infinity. If you're heading back left, this is negative infinity. So when we go to write our interval form, this one's first, that one's second. So negative infinity to -3. Now the infinities, whether they're positive or negative, always get curved parenthesis. So there's your curved parenthesis. The -3 is represented by a very straight bracket. So we draw a very straight bracket, and that is interval form. Let's see here. Let's clean this off. Let's put some numbers on there. How about -10 less than x less than or equal to 7? All right. We got to draw a line graph of this. So -10 to 7 for the line graph. Put a little mark. We got -10, a little mark. We got my 7. First decision, where am I going to shade? It wants the area between -10 and 7 to be covered. So on our line graph, we're just going to shade between -10 and 7. Look at that. Then you got to check your little inequality signs. Aha, no equal to, just less than. That would be curved parenthesis. The 7 has an equal to. That is a very straight bracket. Straight bracket. So there is your line graph. And here we go, interval form. -10 first, the 7 is second, curved parenthesis, straight bracket. So we can take an inequality, we can draw a line graph, we can put an interval form. All right, that's what we're doing on this assignment, those 3 things. Let's work some of these. 1, 2, 3, number 4. Number 4, here we go, 4y minus 10. Let's go greater than or equal to, how about A? What do I got there? 26? 26 it is. All right, so when you're working an inequality, you're going to solve it just like an algebra problem. We're going to take that 10, we're going to add it to the other side. No stress here. Everything is great. We've got 4y, we got greater than or equal to 36. You've got it the way you need it. You divide by 4, and now you have y greater than or equal to 9. Now, there's 3 answers to this. Write the inequality, write the line graph, put it in interval form. So here's your line graph. Make the little 9. This is greater than, so we're shading greater than this way. Don't forget your GBA, great big arrow. Your 9, are you going to run curved parenthesis or are you going to run straight bracket? This is definitely straight bracket. And then we got to put interval form. So you've got 9 to positive infinity. The 9 has straight bracket. And then you remember your negative infinity and your positive infinity always get curved parenthesis. Inequality, line graph, interval form, all 3. All right, let's rock another one. Oh, I know what we got to do. The most important rule in solving inequalities coming right here on number 5. So we got 30 minus 5w. What about less than? Let's go equal to 70. All right, we're going to solve this math problem. We're going to take this 30, we're going to subtract it over. Here we go. Most important rule in solving inequalities, I have a negative 5 that I'm about to divide by. So you are dividing by a negative. Now, anytime that you multiply or divide by a negative, most important rule in inequalities, change it. So if you divide by a negative, you've got to change that sign. So it was less than, it is now greater than. So anytime you multiply or divide by a negative, change the sign. So this becomes w greater than or equal to negative 8. And then real quick, we can get your line graph. Here's your negative 8. It is now greater than. So we're shading out to the right. Coming this direction, we've got our giant arrow. Got to make a choice on straight bracket, curved parenthesis. I believe this is going to be a straight bracket, equal to straight bracket. All right, big rule. Remember, dividing by negative, change the inequality sign. Okay, here we go. Number 6. Oh, this one's going to be scary. This will be the worst thing you do all day. Oh, just you wait. Look at this math problem. Solving for an A right here. So you're looking at this math problem thinking, oh my gosh, look at this. All the way across just looks flat, scary. So I've got a fraction on the bottom here, fraction on the bottom there, fraction on the bottom there. We did this in class, oh yes, last week, Thursday and Friday. We don't like fractions, so I need a number that 2 and 3 both multiply into. That number is a 6. So I've got to use a 6 all the way across. I'm going to hit it by a 6. So every spot gets hammered by a 6. Now, what this does is we're going to knock out the fractions. So this 2 goes into that 6. This 2 goes into that 6 3 times. Gets rid of that fraction. This 2 goes into that 6 3 times. Gets rid of that fraction. This 3 goes into that 6 2 times. Gets rid of that fraction. So here we go. Let's see what we got here. So I've got 3 times 1, that's 3. 5 minus a. 3, that becomes negative 3. And then we've got 2 times 2. This right here becomes a 4, a minus 3. So you have successfully gotten rid of all fractions, which is outstanding. We are a no fraction action. All right, let's see what we got here. Get rid of these parentheses. I got 15 minus 3a. Uh-oh, you've got trouble. I have this negative 4 is about to multiply times that negative 3. So what happens when you multiply a negative times a negative? We're looking positive. So this becomes negative 4a plus 12. You're like, ah! So make sure we get negative times negative positive. All right, guys, here we go. Got to put my a's together. What do we have here? Plus 4a. So we're going to move that one over. Let me get all of this out of the way up here. So I have 15 minus 3a plus 4a greater than negative 3 plus 12. Okay, so I got it back up top. I've got my a's together. Let's get that 15 over here. So I did good. I've got my like terms, a's on this side, numbers on that side. A's turn out, oh, that's nice. That's just a. What is that gonna turn out to be? Negative 6. And then there, I'm done. I've got my inequality, a greater than negative 6. I have solved the inequality, a greater than negative 6. I've done my line graph. Here's negative 6, greater than. So I'm shading it greater than this direction. Don't forget your giant arrow. And then I got a choice whether it's curved parenthesis or whether it's straight bracket. Just greater than, so we get the curved parenthesis. Negative 6, positive infinity, curved parenthesis, curved parenthesis. So there you go. Inequality, line graph, interval form. All right, that'll be the hardest one on the whole assignment. Maybe the hardest one of your whole life. Let's do this one more example that's a different type of problem, but still doing inequalities. All right, last one. 7 of these. Negative 17 less than 2n minus 3. Oh, they're both equal to. And 21. Okay, you're going to like this. You're going to work a problem on the left side. You're going to work a problem on the right side. You're trying to solve for n. That n right there. This 3 has been subtracted from it. So we're going to add 3 to get rid of it. We're going to do 2 problems at one time. We're going to add the 3 on the left, and we're going to add the 3 on the right. So working a math problem on this side, working a math problem on that side. 2 problems at the same time. So this becomes negative 14 less than or equal to n. Less than 20 plus 3 is 24. We forgot my 2. So we clean up the left, we clean up the right. We're close. There's still a 2 right in our way. So we just come back, divide by 2 all the way across. Negative 7 less than or equal to n. Less than or equal to 12. There's my inequality. Here is my line graph. Boom. Negative 7. Boom. 12. Kind of looks like an L. Let's shade in that middle part right there. Check and see whether you're running with curved parentheses or straight brackets. Oh, straight bracket, straight bracket. So inequality, line graph. Let's put the interval form right over here. Negative 7 to 12. They're both straight brackets as well. So solve for the inequality, solve for the line graph, solve for the interval form. These 7 examples should be helpful for this page 80 assignment. So when you go to attempt page 80, we got 12 through 54. We're doing every third problems like 12, 15, 18, 21, 51, 54. So these set of examples should be helpful for that. So again, inequality, line graph, interval form, make it look good.